Good morning, distinguished shareholders. The registrars have confirmed that we have a quorum, a count of 78 with shareholdings equivalent of 2,195,971,927 holdings. Good morning, distinguished shareholders again. Before we commence the deliberations on the resolutions on the meeting agenda, we have a pre-agenda item to deal with.
Good morning, distinguished shareholders. I'd like to draw the attention of shareholders to the fact that the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024 and notice of annual general meeting were published in national newspapers within the prescribed time frame. However, after the publication of the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024 and notice of annual general meeting, the 2024 annual report and accounts were not circulated to shareholders within the prescribed notice period. In the light of this disclosure, and to cure the said circulation of the full year 2024 annual report and accounts, I hereby call on a shareholder to move the following motion: that shareholders approve that the company's 15th annual general meeting should proceed as published in the notice of meeting. Would someone please rise and move the motion?
I so do, ma.
Please indicate your name for the minutes.
My name is Adelakun Lukman Adeshola. Adelakun Lukman Adeshola. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. Would someone please second the motion? Go to this side.
I second the motion. The name is Bamishile.
Will those in favor of the motion please signify by raising the admission cards?
Everybody.
With those against the motion, please signify by raising the admission cards. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. We can now move to the items on the meeting agenda. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 15th annual general meeting of our company, UBN Property Company PLC. To save time, most of the motions on the agenda will be moved by me or at my instance, and thereafter, I will call on seconders from the floor before the motion is put to the meeting and a vote is taken. We will entertain comments, questions from shareholders on the financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024, which I will lay before you in due course, and to which answers will be provided before we proceed to the next item. Before we proceed, I crave your indulgence to introduce the representatives of the following professional parties and regulators. The following are being recognized, i.e. members of the Statutory Audit Committee, representative of Ernst & Young, the auditors, DCSL Corporate Services Limited, the board appraisal consultants, Securities and Exchange Commission, NASD PLC, Corporate Affairs Commission, Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, and our registers, Cardinal Stone Registers Limited. The registers of directors' holdings and attendance at board meetings are available for inspection during this meeting in compliance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Before we proceed with the issues of the day, I also would like to introduce members of the board of directors of your company. Mr. Remy Kolarinwa, Mrs. He's not here. I didn't see him.
He's online.
Okay, he's online. He's online. Mrs. Obiaku Akuwu Wadike. Mr. Manil Ringdim is also online. Mr. Oluwagbenga Adeoye. To my immediate right is the Managing Director, Mr. Michael Onogbola. To my immediate left is a member of the Company Secretariat, Mrs. Audia Nweke Amodu. I am Mrs. Yetunde Oni, the board chair of your company. Amen. I will now call on the Company Secretariat to read the notice convening this meeting.
Notice of 15th Annual General Meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 15th Annual General Meeting of UBN Property Company PLC will be held in the Auditorium, Stallion Plaza, 9th floor, 36 Marina, Lagos, on Monday, 30th March 2026 at 11 a.m. to transact the following business. Ordinary business, to receive and adopt the company's audited financial statements for the financial year ended 31st December 2024, together with the reports of the directors, auditor, board appraiser, and statutory audit committee thereon. 2, to re-elect the following directors who are retiring by rotation. 1, Mrs. Yetunde Bioni. 2, Mr. Manir Ringem. 3, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditor. 4, to elect members of the statutory audit committee. 5, to disclose remuneration of the managers of the company. Special business. Ordinary resolutions. 1, increase in company's share capital. To increase the share capital of the company from 5,626,416,051 naira divided into 5,626,516,051 ordinary shares of 1 naira each to 6,048,397,251 naira divided into 6,048,397,255 ordinary shares of 1 naira each. 2, amendment of capital clause. To approve the amendment of clause 6 of the company's memorandum of association as hereinafter stated. The share capital of the company is 6,048,397,255 naira divided into 6,048,397,255 ordinary shares of 1 naira each. 3, issuance of bonus shares. That the directors, having so recommended, the sum of 421,981,204 naira from the amount standing to the credit of the general reserve in the books of the company be capitalized for distribution amongst the holders of the ordinary shares of the company on the register of members at the close of business on Friday, 6th March 2026, in proportion to the shares held by them respectively on that day, on condition that same be not paid in cash, but be applied in paying up in full 421,981,204 units of ordinary shares of 1 naira each to be allotted, distributed, and credited as fully paid up to and amongst the said holders of ordinary shares in proportion of 3 ordinary shares of 1 naira each fully paid for 40 ordinary shares of 1 naira each, fully paid and registered in the names of such holders of ordinary shares at the close of business on Friday, 6th March 2026. And such new shares shall rank for all purposes pari passu with the existing issued ordinary shares of the company. The new shares so distributed being treated for all purposes as capital and not income, and the directors shall give effect to this resolution. 4, that for the purposes of implementing the bonus issue of shares, alteration of the company's memorandum and articles of association, and increase of share capital, the board is authorized to execute all relevant documents, take all such lawful steps as may be required by statute and or regulations, and do such other things as may be necessary, supplementary, consequential, or incidental for the purpose of giving effect to the above resolutions. Special resolutions. 1, to amend the company's articles of association as hereinafter stated. A, rewording Article 20, sub B to read, the tenure of office of non-executive directors shall be for a maximum of 3 terms of 3 years each, subject to statutory and or regulatory directives. B, inserting 20 sub D to read, the tenure of office of independent non-executive directors shall be for a maximum period of 3 terms of 3 years each, as stipulated by the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance and or other extant regulatory provisions. C, rewarding Article 29 sub D to read, the directors may have power at any time and from time to time to appoint any person to be a director, either to fill a casual vacancy or as an addition to the existing directors. Where a casual vacancy is filled by the directors, the person may hold office only until the next annual general meeting, where he may be approved by the general meeting, and if not so approved, he shall immediately cease to be a director. Any director so appointed shall then be eligible to a re-election, but shall not be taken into account in determining the directors who are to retire by rotation at such meeting. D, rewording Article 31 sub D to read, the remuneration of the non-executive directors shall from time to time be determined by the company in general meeting. Such remuneration shall be deemed to accrue from day to day. The directors may be paid all traveling, hotel, and other expenses properly incurred by them in attending and returning from meetings of the board of directors or any committee of the board of directors or general meetings of the company or in connection with the business of the company. E, rewording Article 34 sub C to read, a director may hold any other office or place of profit in the company, other than the office of auditor, in conjunction with his office of director, for such period and on such terms as to remuneration and otherwise, as the directors may determine. And no director or intending director shall be disqualified by his office from contracting with the company, either with regard to his tenure of any other such office or place of profit, or as vendor, purchaser, or otherwise. Nor shall any such contract or any contract or arrangement entered into by or on behalf of the company in which any director is in any way interested be liable to be avoided. Now the notes. A, proxy. Taken as read. Thank you.
I will now report the affairs of the company during the financial year under review. The statements of the chairman and the managing director appear on pages 8 and 9, respectively, of the full year 2024 annual report and accounts, which have already been circulated to members. To have more time to entertain and answer your questions on the annual report and accounts, may we, as in previous years, take both statements as read. The managing director will, however, answer any questions you may have on its contents. I call on the register to explain the operation of the electronic voting pads handed to each shareholder for voting and the time frame for each voting session. This will be required if any matter is required to be voted on by poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Morning, Mr. Chairman, Board of Directors, regulators here present, and distinguished shareholders of UBN Property Company PLC. Kindly be informed that we've distributed voting devices ahead of the meeting, which will be utilized at the appropriate time. Any button on the voting device powers the device on. If you're voting in favor of the resolution, you press the number 1 button and thereafter press the OK button to submit your vote. If you are voting against the resolution, you press the number 2 button and thereafter press the OK button to submit your vote. And if you're abstaining from a resolution, you press the number 3 button and thereafter press the OK button to submit your vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Upon conclusion of each round of voting, the results will be projected on the screen for the benefit of our shareholders and online viewers. Slide 4. Yeah. Item number 1 on the agenda is to receive and adopt the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024, together with the directors, auditors, and statutory audit committee reports thereon. The directors' report and the consolidated and separate statements of financial position as of 31st December 2024, together with the consolidated and separate statements of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year ended on that day have been circulated to members. I now call upon Mr. Sheriff Adebaki of Ernst & Young to read the auditor's report, which was made available to members with the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. And good morning, distinguished shareholders of UBM Property. The auditor's report is on page 25 to page 29. And as usual, with your permission, Madam Chair and the shareholders present, I would like to read some sections of the auditor's report in the interest of time. Thank you very much. On page 25, we have independent auditor's reports to the members of UBM Property Company PLC. Reports on the audit of the financial statement. Opinion, we have audited the financial statement of UBM Property Company PLC, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 34 December 2024, and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Statement of changes in equity and statement of cash flow for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statement include material accounting policy information. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of UBM Property Company PLC as at 31st December 2024 and its financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended, prepared in accordance with the IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standard Board, the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matter Act 2020, and in compliance with the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Amended Act 2023. The second section, the basis for opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with the International Standard on Auditing, ISA. Our responsibility under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We are independent of the company in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, International Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, including International Independent Standard, ISBA Code, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant to our audit of the financial statement in Nigeria. and we have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with this requirement and the ISBA code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. The last section I would like to read out is on page 29. That section is reports on other legal and regulatory requirements. In accordance with the requirement of 5th schedule of the Companies and Allied Matter Act 2020, we confirm that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, proper books of account have been kept by the company insofar as it appears from our examination of those books. And 3, the company's statement of financial position and statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income agree with the books of accounts. In accordance with the requirements of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria FRC guidance on assurance engagement report on internal control over financial reporting, we've performed a limited assurance engagement and reported on management's assessment of the company's internal control over financial reporting as of 34 December 2024. The work performed was done in accordance with the international standard for assurance engagements other than audits or review of historical financial information, and FRC guidance on assurance engagement reports on internal control over financial reporting. And we have issued an unmodified conclusion in our report dated 27th of May 2025. This is signed by Babayomi Ajijola on behalf of Esther Young, dated 27 May 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. In accordance with the provisions of Section 404(4) of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the auditors submitted their report to the Statutory Audit Committee, which duly examined the report and, being satisfied, rendered the certificate earlier circulated to all shareholders. I now call on Mr. Kamorudin Oladosu, FCA, Chairman, Statutory Audit Committee, to present the committee's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished shareholders. Report of the Statutory Audit Committee. In compliance with Section 404 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, we reviewed the financial statements. It's on page 18 of the report. We reviewed the financial statements of UBN Property Company PLC for the year ended 31st December 2024, and hereby state as follows. 1, the scope and planning of the audit were adequate in our opinion. The accounting and reporting policies of the company conformed with the statutory requirements and agreed ethical practices. 3, the internal control and internal audit functions were operating effectively. 4, the external auditor's findings, as stated in the management letter, are being dealt with satisfactorily by the management. And 5, related party balances and transactions have been disclosed in Note 27 to the financial statements in accordance with requirements of the IFRS accounting standards as issued by the International Accounting Standards Board. Signed on behalf of the committee by myself. Other members of the committee are Mr. Remi Kolariwa, Mr. Nona Awo, Mr. Timothy Oyedele, Alaji Munir Ringim, who joined us effective 26 March 2024, and Mr. Joseph Mbulu, who left the committee in January 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Principle 14.1 of the Nigeria Code of Corporate Governance 2018 and Global Best Practices require an annual board and directors review appraisal, and the consultant's report thereon should be presented at the annual general meeting. DCSL Corporate Services Limited, DCSL, appraise the board and directors, and being satisfied, render the report already circulated in the annual report to all shareholders.
Good morning, Madam Chair and distinguished shareholders. With your kind permission, please may we switch to page 19 of the report, please. So we may take the independent board evaluation report, the summary. The summary is dated 18th May 2025. The report of the external consultants on the performance of the board of directors of UBN Property Company PLC for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. DCSL Corporate Services Limited was engaged by UBN Property to conduct an evaluation of the performance of the board of directors for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. The assessment was carried out pursuant to Principle 14.1 of the NCCG, the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance, the Securities and Exchange Commission Corporate Governance Guidelines 2020, and the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020, as well as global best practices on corporate governance. The evaluation involved a report of the company's corporate and statutory documents, minutes of board and committee meetings, policies, and other relevant documents provided to us. Additionally, we administered questionnaires to directors and conducted interviews to assess compliance with relevant corporate governance principles and evaluate the board's performance. The company's corporate governance structures, policies, and processes were benchmarked against the provisions of the SCGG and the NCCG, as well as global best practices, focusing on the following 7 key corporate governance themes, which are the board structure and composition, strategy and planning, board operations and effectiveness, measuring and monitoring performance, risk management and compliance, corporate citizenship, and transparency and disclosure. Our review of the reports of the company's corporate governance practices and procedures confirms that the board remains committed to upholding strong governance standards, demonstrating adherence to principles outlined in the SCGG, the NCCG, as well as applicable laws, regulations, and international best practices in corporate governance. We are confident that the board is committed to setting the pace for the observance of the highest ethical standards and transparency in the conduct of the company's business. We have provided recommendations to address the areas requiring improvement and are satisfied that the board will take appropriate steps to implement this. Thank you very much.
I now lay before you the reports and financial statements for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. I will be pleased to answer any questions relating thereto before we proceed to the next item of business. If you have questions, it will help to ensure that we give the right answer. We will ensure we give you the right answers. If you refer to the page of the annual report and accounts to which your question relates, I would also suggest that members be brief in their comments and restrict themselves to 1 or 2 questions to give other shareholders the opportunity to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, you've called.
Good morning, the chairman. I am Ambassador Kelana Balogun Olugban of Orile Igban in Oyo State. Good morning, all the shareholders. My chairman, I want to tell you that some of us are very delighted with UBM property. I will tell you why. Out of all the subsidiary we bought when we're in love with Union Bank, nearly all of them are not in existence, apart from Union Trustee. Union Home is nowhere to be found, but UBN property is there. We are very happy, and we believe you are doing a great job for the company to continue to survive, and from this height to another height. Sky is just the beginning, and I believe you, as the chairman of the board, the company will continue to give us the profit we desire and everything we want. Then, but something I want to find out, at the beginning of this meeting, statutorily, you were supposed to tell us what happened to the company secretary, the person appointed as the company secretary, that the person is not here. For you to have somebody at the secretariat at the beginning of the meeting, we expected to know exactly what happened. Then, another question I want to ask. Thank God, 1999, this building was commissioned. And we are happy for that. That is part of UBM property. It's part of our assets that we are here today. Can you please let us know the other assets we have as UBN properties? And let us know the prospect, the future prospect of UBM property. Having said that, I would also like to thank you for the bonus. Bonus is also a capital increase. It's also, can I say, it's capital appreciation, because at least it will increase my shares. That is the more reason why I have to travel from Orile to Lagos to be part of this meeting, because I just have to give you my support, an unflinching support that has been there in the last 20, 30 years as far as Union Bank is concerned. So let us know the other properties we have that we can rely on and the future prospect of this company. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Happy Easter in advance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll take all the questions at once and then management will respond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and other directors. Good morning, esteemed shareholders. Mr. Chairman, first of all,
Your name, sir, please.
the name is William Sadibayo. First of all, I want to thank this board for being a listening board. Some of us who have the privilege of being here last year remember that I said it categorically that if we want to achieve anything meaningful in this business, we should be able to look for a big sum of money. And that you have done with intention of raising capital. I also mentioned that Lagos State government doesn't sell land with Naira again. They now sell elite areas with dollars. I mentioned it here last year. So today, I want to thank you for being proactive by trying as much as possible to raise funds. But then, what we should look into is today, the real estate business is doing very, very well. But then, if you want to make any tangible headway in this business, you have to get good sum of money. Whichever way you look at it, Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt are choice area. So also is Eko Atlantic. Let us go back to the drawing board and look, is the money that we intend to raise, will it be okay for expansion? I have seen page 8 and page 9, that is the statement of the chairman, and that of the MD who is responsible for the day-to-day running of the business. The two statements clearly showed your desire to look into areas that are of high demand. But then, it still boils down to the fact that do we have enough money to do business? Mr. Chairman, today, without any gainsaying, like the first speaker mentioned, we are not going home with any dividend, but you have given us a bonus. But whichever way you look at it, when you look at page 49, some of us who are cost conscious, operating expenses, the amount you spend on director training and workshop is so great, is so great, is so great. You have tried enough to reduce that operating expenses to be minimal. But look at that amount on director training and workshop is too much. Honestly, it's too much. That of consultancy, we have no say over it. Definitely, you have to engage consultant. But then, that of director training and workshop is too much. On the account further, retained earnings increased significantly, but revenue from sale of trading properties reduced. So also, I noticed a mistake on page 10, dividend of 0.075 proposed as of 31st December 24. But also, in another bracket, you see 31st December 2003. These are things we should have been able to dictate before printing these things. I'm sure you've seen it on page 10, the last paragraph. Mr. Chairman, today, without deceiving you, anything worth doing should be given greater attention. We are treating annual report of year 2024. It is very, very poor. Then, funnily, in order to look into operational efficiency, you have the type of sound mind in your audit committee who should be able to tell you the truth if you chooses to hear from them. That is the noble truth. Today, the real estate investment scheme are doing very, very well. I am of the opinion that if we have to look at it constructively, why don't you take a leave from those people who are in the industry? That is the real estate investment scheme. They are doing well. And for you to save cost and uphold operational efficiency, if you have to look at their full step, it saves you a lot of money if we change our pattern into that of real estate investing scheme. They are doing very well. One of them has just given out dividends. Another one too, which happened to be an offshoot of this bank, that is Union Bank investment rate, is also doing very well. If we continue, if we don't follow that, yeah, they are doing very well too. If we have to follow that scheme pattern, we'll save a lot of cost. Honestly, it will effectively eradicate you having audit committee. It will effectively eradicate you a lot of cost if you follow that scheme. FSS rates are doing well. Union Homes rates are doing well. There's nothing bad if we take an advice from our competitors or follow the step of our competitor. If the competitors are doing well, there's nothing bad in us taking it. And let us look at it constructively. If we want to make progress, there is nothing bad in looking into other areas that our peers in industry are following. Honestly, it will save us a lot of cost. And above it all, the kind of caliber of people you have in audit committee will always advise you if the board chooses to listen to them. That is the truth. They have grace to advise them. Because I am telling you, most of these shareholders you are seeing have investment in all the real estate scheme. And that is the noble truth. They are in a good position to advise you if you choose to take advice from them. Mr. Chairman, also, I want to thank you for this opportunity given and also praise you for the profit after tax, which rose by 63%. Income also went very high too by 54%. But let us go home and look at adopting that real estate investment scheme, because it will reduce cost. It will remove a lot of duplication. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Erin Folami Gafar, the youngest shareholder in this hall. Number one, I want to start from one observation. We hold our meeting generally and annually here. But I observed that this meeting was delayed. So I want to know the reason for it. Well, we are considering the year ended 31st December 2024 instead of holding it last year. So let us know. Then I want to also have, on page 10, are we giving both cash dividend and bonus issue? So let us know. Then thirdly, I want to know what we are doing to enhance the share price of this stock in comparison with the peers. We have one of them that is selling for as high as 17 naira, even as we talk. So let us work on that, so that anybody that want to trade can also trade. Then also on regular returns to shareholder in terms of cash dividend, what are we doing to enhance that? Not giving 0.5 or 0.7 kobo. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, Board and Management. My esteemed shareholder, good morning. My name is Pastor Lagoke Samson Olusegun. Thank you. First and foremost, I commend our amiable chairperson, Mrs. Yetunde B. Oni, for a wonderful research we are glassing today, and our infatigable MD CEO for an excellent performance. Keep it up. My question, page 31. Why did the total assets increase, and what is the value and condition of the company major assets? What is the company current debt level, and how will it be managed? Third, are there any significant loan or borrowing taken during the year? Page 33, cash flow. Is the company generating enough cash to sustain operation? Page 49. What factors cause changes in operating expenses? The margin is on high side. 307,415 against 86,826. The difference is 220,589. The margin is too high. We need more explanation on that. Finally, how sustainable are the company current profit? Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Will now respond. MD. MD, please go on. Let's take a lady. A lady? Please, we like a lady.
I'm a little girl. Good morning, Madam Chairperson, the members of the board, and my fellow shareholder. Good morning. My name is Mrs. E.O. Obide. My question is, I want to know. I will sit on your head, Peter. I will sit on your head. Hello, sir. Hello, ma. My question is our recapitalization. How far are we going? How far are we on it? Then secondly, when is it going to come up? Are we going to do any private placement, right issue, or which one are we doing to make up our recapitalization? Thank you. God bless you. EOBD.
Sorry, everyone. Please go on.
Distinguished shareholders, co-director, distinguished shareholders, the board chair, standing on your authority that I take these questions, co-directors, members of statutory committee, regulators and partners, thank you for the questions that you have raised. I took note of some of them. Some I may not have taken note of. If and when I finish and your question has not been addressed, you can always call my attention. The first person, the Balogun of Orile Igbo. You're welcome, sir. The company secretary, your first question had to do with why you have somebody else sitting in place of the company secretary. You have also, you are always known. Our former company secretary retired at it's a statutory age, Mr. Shonubi. Mr. Shonubi. He retired. And Omada Dana lento work by She had always worked with Mr. Shonubi, I don't know for how many years. For several years. She is up to the task. She's up to the task, yes. Thank you. No. Bojizola came in a flash and also left. But this is somebody who has been here for several years. Yes, I believe processes will be. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. The second question you raised, sir, had to do with this building. This building does not belong to UBM Property Company PLC. This building is Union Bank building. And for all I know, Union Bank PLC is a different entity from UBM Property Company PLC. So they are not the same. We are tenants, yes. We are tenants. We are tenants. The second person, I think you, sir, you raised questions of directors' training expenses, and I will take that along with the last question from Pastor, asking questions about jump in operating expenses from 86 million to 300 and something million. All of us knew what happened in Nigeria between 2000 and 2023 up to now, the much inflationary pressure that we have gone through. Most of the things that you saw will be explained by the general tone of the economy, inflation that we all experienced. Where, you were buying fuel at 190 naira or so, and it suddenly jumped to 1,400. And no, 23, excuse me. Foreign exchange rate from some of them were foreign. Some of them were foreign. Yes. We will be too pleased to take your advice on this. Noted. There was a question on dividends. Dividends are 2024 dividends stated at 0.075 naira, and then in brackets. It's not a mistake. It's a comparative figures. When we say this figure happened this year, then we put in bracket in front of it, so that you without having to flip pages, you are able to compare figures. So it wasn't a mistake. The document was well proofread before it was published. There was from the youngest shareholder in the house, delayed meeting. Why we have delayed meeting? When we came here last year, I remember you said you advised us we should try as much as possible to conserve our funds, use our funds in our operations. So, and as we disclosed to you last year, we had just commenced on a new project at Orange Island. So at the Orange Island, yeah, in the Lekki region. So as at September, October, when we should have decided on the date for this meeting, we were looking at, should we pay dividends to shareholders from the liquidity that we have, or continue using it on the project that we have on hand, or go to borrow money? So some of us felt on the board felt well, it's not good for us to come to shareholders empty-handed. It should either be in cash dividends or bonus. So that decision took quite a long time to take, right? And it was only taken around end of the year. Then we began to deliberate on what date is best for the AGM. That is the reason the AGM is delayed. Subsequent years, I can assure you, subsequent years AGMs will not go through this delay. You are also the one who asked whether we are giving both cash bonus and cash dividends or bonus. Both of them will not go together today. You go home with the bonus. Not today. Next year, I pray it's possible that you go with both of them. Okay? Next year, it's possible that you go with both of them. You also advise us, you also wish that we increase this token dividends that we give to you. I believe that with God being on our side and projection into the future based on what we see today, but we should be able to pay dividends in larger sum than this 0.75 naira that you saw in the books this year. somebody asked, I think the fifth person or the fourth person asked the reason why assets increased from 3 billion to 11 billion. We told you last year the site that we acquired at Orange Island cost us over 7 billion naira with documentation, cost, and everything. It went to, in fact, as a matter of fact, 8 billion plus. So if you look at the comparative figure of that on that line item, in 2023 was 3 point something billion. In 2024, it was 11 billion. That explains it. Well, I've answered the question of increase in operating expenses. Future. Chair, what chair?
Please, can you
Yes,
please?
yes. We took your advice. We have taken your advice.
Please,
Chief,
please.
we have taken your advice. We also very much, it's in our strategy. We also want to be like, the biggest of the real estate companies. But I'm sure you don't want me to go and borrow money, and then even the capital base of the company will be eroded because of the cost of funds. So we are trying to look. We also want to be like yes, sir. We have taken that advice. We take note of what you said, sir. We take note of what you said. Yes.
Please, can you just let him finish?
We will put it into our strategy document and follow it through. I hope I've answered most of the questions. Future prospects. The land we acquired in Orange Island is 1.5 hectares, 15,050 square meters. The house that we about completing now on it is on 1,300, 1,400 square meters. So we still have 13,800 square meters to play with on that land. So, and this, unless we get so much money, the shareholders pump money into the business. Unless we get so much money, that should take us about the next 2 years to build. Right now we have designed, what we have designed for the remaining piece of land is, we have designed 44 houses to build on the remaining land. And with the money that we have on hand, selling houses, off plan and all of that, it will take us almost the next 2 years to develop this land. Of course, as we do this, even when we have not started, we're already prospecting for land in the greater Lekki region to undertake site and service scheme like UPDC, AfriLand, and that they do. So we are also doing that. So please bear with us, show understanding. This company will deliver values to you. Thank you very much. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, MD.
No. Not immediately.
Thank you. I hereby move that the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2024, together with the directors, auditors, and the statutory audit committee's reports thereon, be received and adopted. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Thank you, my able chairperson. I, Prince Awosaya, I so second, all the way from Remo Federal Constituency.
Thank you. Will those in favor of the motion please signify by raising their admission cards? Who's counting? Will those against the motion please signify by raising their admission cards? I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of directors. As required by the Corporate Governance Code's guidelines in Nigeria, the biographic information of the directors retiring by rotation at this meeting are provided on pages 6 and 7 of the 2024. Please, can we be a bit quiet, sir? Of the 2024 annual report and accounts. I shall now call on the Secretariat to read the names of the directors seeking re-election.
You can hear my voice. The names of the directors who retire and seek re-election in pursuance of Article 27 of the company's articles. Is it better? Let me borrow both chairs. Okay, thank you. The names of the directors who retire and seek re-election in pursuance of Article 27 of the company's Articles of Association are 1. Mrs. Yetunde Bioni and Mr. Maner Ringim.
This resolution includes the re-election of myself as director of the company in pursuant of the Article 27 of the company's Articles of Association. Since this resolution relates to me, I will now call on a member to move a motion to appoint Mr. Kamaruddin Oladosun to act as chairman for the purpose of this agenda item, and thereafter step down as chairman of this meeting. Would someone please rise and move the motion?
He's not a member. He's not a shareholder. The MD is not a shareholder. None of them. None of them. So that's why a fellow shareholder is being nominated to do this. Yes, to move.
Yes, thank you very much. Acting Chair, I so move. Thank you.
Your name,
Bami
sir,
Shile is the name. Bami Shile.
Thank you. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Thank you. I second that motion.
Your name, ma'am?
Okeleye Adenike Elizabeth.
Thank you. I hereby put the motion to the meeting and request that members vote by raising their admission cards. I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. The next item on the agenda . Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, Mr.
The chairman will be standing. It's an ING regime. The next item on the agenda is the re-election of Mrs. Yetunde B. Oni, who retires at this annual general meeting by rotation. As required by the Corporate Governance Codes and Guidelines in Nigeria, the profile of Mrs. Yetunde B. Oni and Mr. Mone Rangrim by law are provided on pages 6 to 7 of the annual reports and accounts. Would someone please rise and propose a motion? Will someone please rise and propose a motion for the election of Mrs. Yetunde B. Oni as a director?
Thank you, Interim Chairman. The name is Tohir Folonsho Ismaila. I so propose.
Tohir. Will someone please second the motion?
I second the motion. My name is Ige John Kenneth. Thank you.
I now put the motion to the meeting for a vote. Will those in favor of the motion please signify by raising their admission cards? Would those objecting to this motion please signify by raising their admission cards? I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Having concluded my mandate, I hereby call on Mrs. Oni to take over the conduct of the proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind assistance, Mr. Aladosu. Would someone please rise and propose a motion for the re-election of Mr. Manil Ringdim?
We'll manage both sides. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am very grateful,
Thank
madam. I, Yekina Adisa, arise to move the motion. Thank you.
Apologies, sir. Your name again, please.
Yekina Adisa, Governor of Focus Shareholder Circle. Yekina Adisa.
Would someone please rise and second the motion?
I, Aziz Lukman, so second the motion.
Will those in favor of the motion please signify by raising their admission cards? Thank you. Will those objecting to this motion please signify by raising their admission cards? I hereby declare the motion duly carried. The next item on the agenda is the fixing of remuneration of the auditors. In accordance with section 401(2) of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the retiring auditors, Messrs. Ernst & Young, are being reappointed without any resolution being passed. But the Act requires that their remuneration be fixed by the company in general meetings or in such manner as the company in general meeting may determine under section 408 of the Company and Allied Matters Act 2020. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration and expenses of the auditors for the year ended 31st December 2024. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Thank you, my chairman. The name is Engineer Victor Enyinaya. I second that motion.
Would all those in favor of this motion please signify by raising their admission cards? Lady at the back, gender equality, please.
The name is Nena Onoka. Nena Onoka. Thank you. We are still in the month of International Women's Day.
Would anyone objecting to this motion please signify by raising their admission cards? I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. Election of the Statutory Audit Committee. Item 4 on the agenda is the election of members of the Statutory Audit Committee. In accordance with section 404(6) of the Companies and Allied Matters Please, can you please tone down the noise, please, so that we can hear ourselves? Thank you. In accordance with Section 404, 6 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the Company Secretariat has received the names of the shareholders' nominees for election into the Statutory Audit Committee. The shareholders currently on the Statutory Audit Committee shall also be subjected to the re-election annually. I now call on the Company Secretariat to read the names of elected shareholders on the Statutory Audit Committee with those of the new nominees.
The shareholders who are members of the Statutory Audit Committee seeking re-election are Mr. Kamarudin Oladosu, Mr. Nona Awo, Mr. Timothy Oyedele. Three nominations were received pursuant to Section 404, Sub 6 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 within the statutory time limit.
In line with Section 404, Subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, the directors have resolved to appoint 2 of their members to represent the board on the Statutory Audit Committee. They are Mr. Remy Kolarinwa and Mr. Manil Ringdem. In respect of the shareholders' representatives, the company's secretariat reported that pursuant to Section 404, Subsection 3, please, can you reduce the noise? Thank you. That pursuant to Section 404, Subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, that only the following nominations were received within the statutory time limit. Mr. Kamarudin Oladosun, nominated by Equity Capital Solutions Limited. 2, Mr. Nona Awo, nominated by Athenios Values and Adorations Limited. And 3, Mr. Timothy Oyedele by Mr. Shonibare Abiodun. I hereby move that 1, Mr. Kamarudin Oladosun, 2, Mr. Noma Awo, and 3, Mr. Timothy Oyedele be returned as shareholders' representatives on the Statutory Audit Committee pursuant to Section 404, Subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting, in addition to the following board nominees: Mr. Remy Kolarinwa and Mr. Manil Ringdem. Would someone please second the motion? In orange. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Please, can you reduce the noise, please?
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you.
My name is Lawal Oluwakim. I do second the motion. Bale led. Snake Island.
Thank you. Will those in favor of the motion please signify by raising their hands? Thank you. Will those against the motion please signify by raising their hands? I hereby declare that the motion has been duly carried. In line with Section 238 of CAMA 2020, which requires that the disclosure of the remuneration of the company's managers be made at this meeting, this disclosure is provided in the audited financial statements for the year ended 31st December 2024. This concludes the ordinary business of the day, as indicated in the notice of meeting. We have special business, ordinary and special resolutions for shareholders' approval. Increase in company's share capital. Item number 1 on the special business agenda is to consider and, if thought fit, pass a resolution to increase the share capital of the company from 5,626,416,051 naira divided into 5,626,416,051 ordinary shares of 1 naira each to 6,048,397,255 naira divided into 6,048,397,255 ordinary shares of 1 naira each. I now put the motion to the meeting. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Thank you, my chairperson. The name is Salah Muhammad Adibanjo. I rise to second that motion. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby put the resolution to the meeting and request that we vote now. The voting period is 20 seconds. Starts now.
Distinguished shareholders, voting starts now. Your voting devices, please. The voting session has ended, Mr. Chairman. With your permission, may we display the results?
I hereby...
We have 100% votes in favor of this resolution, amounting to 2,195,865,199 units of shares. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Following the results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution has been duly carried. The amendment of the capital clause. Item number 2 on the special business agenda is to consider and, if thought fit, pass a resolution to approve the amendment of clause 6 of the company's memorandum of association as hereinafter stated. The share capital of the company is 6,048,397,255 naira divided into 6,048,397,255 ordinary shares of 1 naira each. I now put the motion to the meeting. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Thank you, my chairperson. Olashege Babatunde Amzat is the I do.
Sir, please say that again.
Olashege Babatunde Amzat.
I hereby put the resolution to the meeting and request that we vote now.
Distinguished shareholders, voting starts now. The voting session has ended. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, to display the results. We have approximately 100% vote in favor of this resolution, amounting to 2,220,847,609 units of shares. We also have a 1,000 units voting against the resolution and a 24,000 units abstaining from the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Following the results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution has been duly carried. Issuance of bonus shares. Item number 3 on the special business agenda is to consider and, if thought fit, pass a resolution to approve that the directors, having so recommended, that the sum of 421,981,204 naira from the amount standing to the credit of the general reserve in the books of the company be capitalized for distribution amongst the holders of the ordinary shares of the company on the register of members at the close of business on Friday, 6th March 2026, in proportion to the shares held by them, respectively, on that day, on condition that the same be not paid in cash, but be applied in paying up in full 421,981,204 units of ordinary shares of 1 naira each to be allotted, distributed, and credited as fully paid up to and amongst the said holders of ordinary shares in proportion of 3 ordinary shares of 1 naira each, fully paid for 40 ordinary shares of 1 naira each, fully paid, and registered in the names of such holders of ordinary shares at the close of business on Friday, 6th March 2026. And such new shares shall rank for all purposes pari passu with the existing issued ordinary shares of the company. The new shares so distributed, being treated for all purposes as capital and not income, and the directors shall give effect to this resolution. I now put the motion to the meeting. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mrs. Chairman. My name is Rashida Tirawo. I second the motions.
Distinguished shareholders, voting starts now.
I hereby put the resolution to the meeting and request that we vote now. The voting period is 20 seconds. Oh, it's already done. Sorry.
The voting session has ended, Mr. Chairman. With your permission,
Please announce the results.
we have approximately 100% vote in favor of this resolution, amounting to 2,220,223,110 units of shares. We also have 400 units voting against this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Following the results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution has been duly carried. Authorization of Board of Directors to implement the approvals relating to the increase of issued shares and share capital. Item number 4 on the special business agenda is to consider and, if thought fit, pass a resolution to approve that for the purposes of implementing the increase of share capital, alteration of the company's memorandum and articles of association, and issue of bonus shares, the board is authorized to execute all relevant documents, take all such lawful steps as may be required by statute and or regulations, and do such other things as may be necessary, supplementary, consequential, or incidental for the purpose of giving effect to the above resolutions. I now put the motion to the meeting. Would someone please rise and second the motion?
Give him here.
If you don't like me, carry this man and go. Thank you very much, Chairman. Ibekwe Robert Sadenoba. I stand to second that motion. Thank you.
Thank you. I hereby put the resolution to the meeting and request that we vote now.
Distinguished shareholders, voting starts now.
Registrar, please
voting
announce the
session
voting
has
results.
ended. Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have approximately 100% votes in favor of this resolution, amounting to 2,220,283,969 units of shares. We also have a 1,200 units abstaining from this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Following the results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution has been duly carried. Special resolution. The resolution being proposed is a special resolution, and a 3/4 majority of the votes of shareholders and proxies present is required for such a resolution to be approved. Item number 1 under the special resolution is to consider and, if thought fit, pass the following subjoint resolution as a special resolution: that the company's articles of association be amended as hereinafter stated. Rewarding Article 20, subsection B to read: the tenure of office of non-executive directors shall be for a maximum period of 3 terms of 3 years each, subject to statutory and or regulatory directives. B, rewarding Article 20, subsection D to read: the tenure of office of independent non-executive directors shall be for a maximum period of 3 terms of 3 years each, as stipulated by the Nigeria Code of Corporate Governance and or any other extant regulatory provisions. C, rewarding Article 29, subsection D to read: the directors may have power at any time and from time to appoint any person to be a director, either to fill a casual vacancy or as an addition to the existing directors. Where a casual vacancy is filled by the directors, the person may hold office only until the next annual general meeting, where he may be approved by the general meeting. And if not so approved, he shall immediately cease to be a director. Any director so appointed shall then be eligible to re-election, but shall not be taken into account in determining the directors who are to retire by rotation at such meeting. D, rewarding Article 31, subsection D to read: the remuneration of the non-executive directors shall from time to time be determined by the company in general meeting. Such remuneration shall be deemed to accrue from day to day. The directors may also be paid all traveling, hotel, and other expenses properly incurred by them in attending and returning from meetings of the board of directors or any committee of the board of directors of or general meetings of the company or in connection with the business of the company. E, rewarding Articles 34, subsection 2, or C, to read: a director may hold any other office or place of profit in the company other than the office of auditor in conjunction with his office of director for such period and on such terms as to remuneration and otherwise, as the directors may determine, and no director or intending director shall be disqualified by his office from contracting with the company, either with regard to his tenure of any such other office or place of profit, or as vendor, purchaser, or otherwise. Nor shall any such contract or any contract or arrangement entered into by or on behalf of the company in which any director is in any way interested be liable to be avoided. I now put the motion to the meeting. Would someone please rise and second this motion? I'll take the question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The resolution E, please can you break it down for us? What kind of post can a director hold for profit making within the company? So I don't seem to understand it, ma'am. Thank you.
Chairman, the last one has to do with a director is qualified to be a contractor. Yeah, if you read it very well, it's an English grammar. That means if he has a company. No, I want to ask a question there.
Please, can you continue? Thank you. Please, can we let him continue?
I think this area, we need more explanation. It means that everybody will be jostling to be a director of UBM Property because there's another side attraction there, whereby it will be rewarded once you are a director. Can you give us the reason why this involvement or this patronage is being advised at the expenses of the shareholders? Thank you.
Secretary.
Thank you, sir.
Please, can we listen? Please. Thank you.
What is meant by a place of office is not necessarily earning more than the person's salary or fees. It simply means any other office apart from a non-executive. For instance, you could have an ED operations or ED investments. It is perceived as an office of profit, but it doesn't mean that that director is going to earn any more than what he's entitled to earn in his terms of appointment, his salary or his fees. Now, also must specify that directors are bound by their fiduciary duties to shareholders, members of the company. So they are not expected to earn extra fees apart from what they are meant to get in their terms of appointment. Salary, fees, or allowances, whatever it is. So they are not meant to get anything other than that. They are not expected to make profits off the company. It's a fiduciary duty. So if that is found, they are meant to face the law. Any shareholder could report that. I hope this answers the question.
It's clear. I, Prince Adewale Oyenuga, second that motion.
Somebody.
I, Prince Adewale Oyenuga, second that motion.
Thank you. I hereby put the resolution to the meeting and request that we vote now. The voting period is 20 seconds.
Distinguished shareholders, voting starts now. The voting session has ended. With your permission, Mr. Chairman. We have approximately 100% votes in favor of this resolution, amounting to 2,220,876,889 units of shares. We also have a 1,010 units
Please, can you be silent?
voting
please?
against the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Following the results announced by the registrar, I hereby declare that the resolution has been duly carried. This concludes all the items on the agenda for this annual general meeting. Distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you very much on behalf of the Board of Directors for your time and contributions and dedication to your company.